Oil is climbing, big tech is slipping, and now inflation is back in the spotlight. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday morning, August 12th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we dive in, today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. All right, let's get started. So, Wall Street finished lower yesterday as tensions between the United States and Iran intensified, and investors grew less confident about a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The Dow Jones fell around 0.3%, the Standard & Poor's 500 also lost 0.3%, while the Nasdaq dropped roughly 0.6%. Now, geopolitics remains the big headache. President Trump rejected Iran's demand for war reparations, while Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said there was no possibility of restarting negotiations under current conditions. There was a little bit of optimism, though. Pakistan's defense minister suggested that the United States and Iran could be close to some kind of arrangement. Still, oil markets weren't convinced. Brent crude traded around $89 per barrel. And that brings us straight to today's big event, the U.S. inflation report. With oil prices remaining elevated and last week's jobs report coming in softer than expected, investors are increasingly focused on the possibility of a Federal Reserve rate hike in September. Cleveland Fed President Beth Hammack even suggested that more than one hike may ultimately be needed to bring inflation under control. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence is creating another concern. New fundraising efforts from Intel, Nvidia, and others are putting the enormous cost of the AI build-out back under the microscope. Alphabet, Apple, and Amazon all finished lower yesterday. So, today it's all about inflation. With oil near $90 and the Fed already sounding cautious, this could be an important number. Alright, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and stay in the loop. See you tomorrow morning.